Hello and welcome. Welcome to NGS Season 5. And I am joined tonight by BKL. Hey, BKL.
Hello.
Welcome. I'm really happy to have you. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Of course, happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. So I'm really excited about the match tonight. So what we have is Division B West. And this is going to be Team Mapitas versus Drop Dead Gorgeous. And since you're the Division B moderator, do you have any extra insight to this matchup tonight?
Not as much, honestly. Still relatively early in the season. Drop Dead Gorgeous coming off a 2-0 victory over G Guardian Esports yesterday. And Team Mapitas, actually a returning team who did relatively well last season in Division C. Well enough to actually get a bump up here to Division B.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely remember Team Mapitas from Division C. So congratulations to them for moving up to Div B. And let's see. Yeah, so we did the coin flip, everybody. And just so you know, we have bans on BOE and Tomb of the Spider Queen. And the first map we're going to be going to tonight is Dragonshire, which is the pick of Drop Dead Gorgeous. Dragonshire is a fun map. Fun map to cast. There's so much going on there. It's the first cast on Dragonshire this season. So this is one of the maps that you enjoy as well, BKL?
Casting, yes. Playing, not so much.
That's fair. That's totally fair. I am going to actually check if the teams are ready. We can get moving here. Right. So, those of you joining us tonight on Twitch, thank you so much for watching. We're hoping for a really exciting match. I think that's what we're going to get. So, sit back, relax, enjoy your Thursday evening, and we'll bring you some great heroes of the storm.
And we have just received our readies from both captains, so it looks like we are ready to get into the draft for game number 1.
Let's roll! All right. We are jumping into Dragonshire. So, Dragonshire, do you think we might see some globals pulled out here, or do you think that's kind of like an old strat that's not really viable anymore?
I think globals have always kind of been a viable strat, but I'm not sure they'll be as highly prioritized, especially with some really strong heroes out there, such as the Urel just being banned out there. She's a monster at holding points, and she has that great jump over the wall to be able to hold both lane and point at the same time.
Right.
Another hero we can probably look out for as a possible pick or ban is Genji with those fantastic rotational skills.
Definitely. So we're seeing the bans are coming pretty fast and furious. We've got Garrosh and Raynor banned out by Team Mapitas, and Drop Dead Gorgeous has banned the Urel, and also Asmodan. And speaking of globals, we've got a first pick Dahaka for Team Mapitas.
Dahaka, obviously great on this map. Strong rotations to both top and bottom shrine. Can turn any fight from a 4v4 into a 5v4. And responded with the Johanna Rhaegar. Rhaegar coming in really early on the support side. Not usually one of the higher prioritized supports, but still high up there. Arguably the best cleanse support we have in the game right now.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I wasn't expecting Rhaegar to be picked so high either, but it could be the Drop Dead Gorgeous. They just prioritize their healers in general, and they've got some strategy with the Rhaegar that maybe will unfold as we see the rest of their draft. Meanwhile, Team Mapitas is picking up Murden and Phoenix.
Two strong heroes overall. Murden, fantastic tank, just all around viable, good CC. Good control, good self-sustain, just an all-around amazing tank. And Phoenix has always kind of been a top-tier DPS as of recent. They might look into possibly prioritizing some more slows to synergize with Phoenix as this draft goes on, but we shall see.
Yeah, so we're Gonna be having some more banning here. We've got Deckard banned out, which makes sense. Deckard is really strong right now. And we'll see. We've got a Blaze ban coming out from Team Mapitas. Blaze is very strong as well. I think that's a great ban because Drop Dead Gorgeous still needs a solo laner.
Indeed, and that bunker can be such a nuisance, especially to Salvo coming out from a Phoenix. It negates entirely the entire thing. So it looks like Drop Dead Gorgeous with the Deckard band trying to choke Mapitas into a certain support. They might want to force him onto the Malfurion or something less standard.
Yeah, and we're going Poke City on the side of Drop Dead Gorgeous. We've got Junkrat and Li Ming. And there's that Genji you talked about. So we've got the Genji with the Uther coming out from Team Mapitas. That's a little scary.
Boy, that old school Divine Dragon Blade possibly coming out. The one thing I'm really not sure about here is Uther into this much poke.
Yeah. I do like that they've got lots of stun locks. They've got, the Muradin stun, Dahaka Tongue, and they've got the Uther stun as well. So that's some nice CC. Whoa, okay, we've got a Zeratul. What an interesting draft by Drop Dead Gorgeous here.
Really interesting here. I think on Team Mapitas here, it's a high execution burden on this Genji. He can really make or break this comp for them.
Yeah, definitely. Do you prefer one draft over the other?
Personally, I think I'm leaning to the side of Drop Dead Gorgeous here. I like the poke into the Uther, and I think provided they can control that Genji, this should be a win for them.
Okay. I actually kind of like Team Mapitas' draft. I see some good synergy with the stuns. I think that's going to allow Phoenix and Genji to do a lot of damage. But, the teams both have to execute their strats, obviously. Doesn't matter what comp you have if you can't make it happen.
Entirely true.
All right, so here we go on the side of the blue team. Blue team is going to be your Team Mapitas, and we've got Helimian on Genji, BNet player on Dahaka, Timaru is playing Muradin, Phoenix will be played by Krug, and Uther will be played by Denoso.
And on the red side, we are going to have Drop Dead Gorgeous with Pugs Not Drugs on the Zeratul, Gelda on Johanna, Upna on Rhaegar, Unitas on the Junkrat, and Chaos on that Li Ming.
All right, so here we go. We've got Team Mapitas immediately spreading out into their lanes, while all 5 members of Drop Dead Gorgeous came to the center lane.
Mapitas really knowing the strong pick potential with that Junkrat Johanna and the blow up from a potential Ming Zeratul, not wanting to give that shot away at mid. So just splitting off and going for that soak.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to counter all that poke, like you said.
And looks like we have Phoenix splitting off down bottom, and we have the Dahaka splitting up to face off against the Zeratul. Now, in lane, this should be a Dahaka victory, but once we get to the team fight, it seems like Zeratul has the potential to make a lot bigger impact, especially at 10 with likely Void Prism, and at 16 when he gets into Void Slash.
Well, one thing we are seeing is Zeratul is great at dancing.
That is entirely true.
All right, so we've got Team Mapitas. They're going to go ahead and work on their siege camp.
Early siege coming out here for them, wanting to get pressure going in that bottom lane for an attempt to cap that bottom shrine.
Yep, and now we also see Drop Dead Gorgeous starting to work on their siege camp as well.
Zeratul gets an early cap on top, but no threat right now with bottom still being neutral, though Johanna's going to grab it, but Dahaka should be able to grab that top back easily.
Yeah, and looks like just the Junkrat is now heading toward the middle. I don't think that Drop Dead Gorgeous expected to be able to pick up the Dragon Knight right away, so he's just going up there
Not
for a
at
little
all.
soak. Yeah.
A little skirmish bot, 3v3.
Yeah, so we've got some mid soak going on from both teams with Murden and Junkrat in the middle. We've got the Zeratul. I have a feeling we're going to be just seeing a lot of Zeratul and Dahaka sneaking the point back and
Probably.
forth.
Now, I like what Drop Dead Gorgeous is going for here in the bottom lane, making sure never to go for a full-on engage, instead just poking away and really trying to drain that Uther's mana.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Because if they
Phoenix
can
actually
force him to
falling
back, then
really low here, forcing out the tap.
got Genji going up trying to get a little gank going on Zeratul, but Zeratul just blinks away.
Both teams playing relatively safe right now. Zeratul staying back by his towers, knowing that Genji was just up there, so playing it safe. Blinks out.
The one thing that's nice about the Lean Ming, do you see what she's doing there? She's just poking down that tower, little by little.
Forcing either Uther to tank those shots and waste mana on the heal, or just getting those structures like that bottom tower for free, and giving her team a slight experience lead with that turret down. And Junkrat actually falls there to a rotation from the Genji to the mid lane.
Wow, okay, so Murden's gonna pick up that soak, and we'll see if maybe Team Mapitas comes down to the bottom and tries to take a 4v3?
Looks like Zeratul rotating mid, worried that they might go for a Dragon Knight capture here. Wants to deny that if possible, but Johanna's there in time to stop anything from happening.
So Li Ming is having to back. So for now, Team Mapitas is actually going to have full control. They got the top and
Good
the
delay
bottom
for the
shrines.
Junkrat here. Cleanse picked up by both supports already on 7. No surprises here. Li Ming falling with a standard Calamity build. Genji jumping in, putting a little bit of poke onto the Johanna.
I really like the Calamity build, you know, to go against the Genji and the Phoenix.
Oh, definitely. Both Murden and Junkrat a bit low here, but Genji dives in and will get the kill on Junkrat again in mid.
So Genji's doing Genji things.
Indeed.
That's exactly what you want your Genji player doing. Just popping up out of nowhere, getting a gank, giving your team an advantage so that you might be able to pick up the Dragon Knight.
Team Mapitas does control both shrines, though Johanna's just trying to do her best to delay here.
Yeah, I thought Team Mapitas had a chance, but we've got almost the full team for Drop Dead Gorgeous showing up to the middle and saying, no way, we are not letting you get this dragon.
And with Junkrat back, he should have enough poke to deny that, even with the 2 shrines controlled. But Team Mapitas does have a decent bit of a lead right now in terms of experience.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's looking more and more like they might hit 10 first, although even it up again.
Actually really low bottom, but Rhaegar throws out a heal, and that's all set. Uther Genji diving on that Ming again.
Yep, she's not quite low enough for him to dive over the wall yet. The Haka is doing a great job of just, you know, continuing to take back that point, get that soak up there, and we do have level 10s coming out for Team Mapitas.
We do indeed. It's going to be the X Strike on Genji, not the standard Divine Dragon Blade we usually see. Adaptation for the extra survival on Dahaka, and that is Dragon Knight with the 10 advantage for Team Mapitas.
Yep, and the Dragon Knight is heading straight to the bottom lane.
Yep. But luckily for Drop Dead Gorgeous, this won't be as bad a defense as they have picked up level 10s of their own and picked up that all-important Void Prism for Zeratul.
Right, yeah, this is where Drop Dead Gorgeous can really make some things happen with that combo, starting off with that Void Prison, setting everything up.
Indeed, and this is where the Dahaka advantage really comes in. You can see him still pushing that lane up top, just watching for a chance to burrow bot and get that engage.
So the Dragon Knight was able to get that whole wall down. You know, the Dragon Knight is still relatively weak at this level, so it's not going to get a ton. But you know, going to move up, try to get a little damage on these walls up in the middle as well.
Going to get a little bit on the turret here. Zeratul just sharking around mid. Gets punted.
Oh!
Ming goes in with the Calamity and takes down Genji.
Yeah, that was beautiful play by Chaos on that Li Ming.
Very much. And something to note here, this is actually a Planet Cracker on the Phoenix.
Oh, wow. That's exciting. Now, that's interesting because... Let's see, let me think about this for a second. Yeah, I've seen Planet Cracker taken like when the team has some way to kind of hold the other team in place, like maybe a Jaina ring or Leoric Entomb or something. So this is interesting.
Very much so, because it doesn't seem like there's anything that's really that solid lockdown, aside from just a tongue and a Stormbolt.
Yeah, I mean, they do have the 3 stuns, so maybe they're counting on the fact that they're going to be able to chain those together and hold somebody in that Planet Cracker.
Possibly. Zeratul is bot here, might be looking for an all-important Void Prism here. Phoenix actually getting really low. The
D-Shield comes out, too.
Forces out the D-Shield.
Void Prism goes down just on 1.
Genji diving in behind.
Planet Cracker
comes out.
Oh, they tried to get the stun in there.
Here forces out the Ancestral.
Yeah, so they did try to stun into that Planet Cracker. So I think that is the strategy.
But all the while this is going on, Dahaka pushing out top, taking about 1/3 of the life of that top fort.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's going to make it hard for them to control, for Drop Dead Gorgeous to, you know, kind of fight back in this top lane if they lose that fort. They've already lost the well, which, you know, definitely hurts the sustain of Zeratul or whoever else is going to be up there battling against the Dahaka for this top shrine.
Very much so. And Mapitas picking up that neutral Knight camp, wanting to get a little bit of a push in bot and also deny it to Team Drop Dead Gorgeous.
We also have Mercs pushing up in the top lane for Drop Dead Gorgeous that Dahaka is going to clean up once he picks up this top shrine.
And Zeratul goes down to a Genji flank. And this is actually another Dragon Knight for
wow.
Almost an insta-cap because of that Zeratul falling.
Yeah, they did a great job of having Phoenix sitting there, like, ready to pick it up the second that they had control.
The Hawk gets flung in, but has to pop his essence, but still might fall here, and he does.
Yep, Rhaegar lunges in and bites him to death.
Indeed. Now, it looks like Team Mapitas just going to focus down this bottom fort, wanting to take down and get a bit more of an experience lead here. Genji dives in, looking for the Li Ming, nothing there for him to bite on.
Hey, welcome, Bahamut Gaming. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. If you're just joining us, we have Div B West going on here. Team Mapitas versus Drop Dead Gorgeous. This is game 1.
Johanna punted back here. VP comes out looking for a potential kill here on that Johanna.
Oh, the Ancestral just ever so late. That was so close. Johanna had no mana, so, you know, it was going to make it hard for her to get out. Yeah.
Something that I was overlooking was that VP was actually from the team of Johanna, potentially looking to save him, but the Conch Mine perfect to knock Dahaka over the wall.
Planet
forces
Cracker
out the Divine Shield.
Planet Cracker didn't really hit anything there, but that's okay. I think Team Mapitas is happy. They got a nice push down in that bottom lane. They've got some tower damage here on the keep wall.
Indeed.
Whoa.
Zeratul Vorpal's back in there on the Genji, taking a bit of a risky move.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah, with the Planet Cracker, it almost looks like Phoenix has been going more for a zoning tool as he has been for damage, almost wanting to force Team Drop Dead Gorgeous out of those chokes and forcing them not to chase.
Yeah, you know what? That's a really good point that I haven't really heard made before, and that is that Planet Cracker, you can kind of split the enemy team because the first thing everybody wants to do is dive out of that big beam of death, right? So if you can get like half the team going on one side of it, half the team going on the other, suddenly the opposing team is completely out of position, and maybe you can get a pick.
And with that double Dragon Knight and Dahaka taking the top and bottom forts, Team Mapitas has about a level and a half lead, which will get them their 16 talents an entire level before Team Drop Dead Gorgeous.
That's a good point.
And this is great for Uther, who picks up his Benediction, which allows him to get the potential double stun in, which can be also important for those potential lockdowns.
Yeah, so Team Mapitas wants to fight here. They've got tier advantage. They're going to go ahead and push in on this bottom keep wall and see what they can do. If they're able to get a pick, they may have a chance to take the keep.
Mapitas were really looking for something here, even burrowing Dahak in, wanting to help this push. They get that bottom keep wall and just want to get that extra siege giant going, doing a little bit of keep damage here, nothing too notable. And now 16 is picked up on the side of Drop Dead Gorgeous, which is fantastic.
Tower shots! Force out and the D shield.
Divine shield.
Yeah, that was sick.
Uther does pay for it with his life, but if there's anybody you want dying, it's Uther.
Yep, he can continue healing his team as they try to disengage. We got a tongue by the Haka, more of a defensive, like, tongue, I think. And they are gonna get out.
Phoenix. Zeratul looking for that re-engage.
Zeratul taking tower shots.
Oh, Zeratul just went a little bit too deep there, looking for that kill on the Dahaka.
Yeah, I believe the Ancestral almost came out in time, but wasn't quite there quickly enough.
He was looking for that extra damage from the Void Slash, but the Dahaka Burrow meant it only procced on one person, so he didn't get that extra damage that he wanted for the kill.
Right. Now,
Murden trying to hold the point here. He's actually getting really low.
Oh, it's gonna fall.
Murden going down, and that's Blessed Shield out there looking for Phoenix. But he's got the warp over the wall, and Phoenix is out.
Yeah, so this is exactly what Drop Dead Gorgeous needed. They needed that pick, so now that they could take a little bit of pressure off, because Team Mapitas has kept the pressure on pretty hard all game long, and now they're going to have to regroup a little bit. They're down a player. This is going to allow Drop Dead Gorgeous to go ahead and get control of this bottom shrine. And they have time now to get their cruiser camp. Gives them a little relief.
Exactly, and Drop Dead Gorgeous is probably thinking, okay, Zeratul hit 16. We're in a much better spot now. We have endless nades on the side of Junkrat, so he's going to be pumping out a lot more damage, especially as that level 4 Taste for Explosion stacks up.
All right,
now, Team Mapitas having control of top and bottom, but Drop Dead Gorgeous just keeping Rhaegar mid, looking to make sure nobody caps that as Zeratul heads up to reclaim top.
And the Zeratul Dahaka battle rages on!
And Drop Dead Gorgeous moves in, caps their siege, going to take a little bit of pressure off of bottom. That keeps already taking some damage.
We've got a 4.
Blessed Shield comes out, but VP.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, that Void Slash, that's Phoenix down with that Riptire.
That was a great, that was the best engage I think I've seen from Drop Dead Gorgeous so far. That was a beautiful VP, combined with the Junkrat Riptire coming in. That was great.
You had the VP followed up with the Riptire and the Cleave. Just great damage, which allowed them to get the pick down on Phoenix. And they're looking on Dahaka now. Tunneling Claws coming out. Will it be enough? Essence will save him.
Wow. Yeah, that Junkrat moved in for a really nice flank. Was hoping to probably bump Dahaka back out to the rest of his team.
Now, Drop Dead Gorgeous did get a pick there on the Phoenix, but they do need to be careful as Mapitas is ever so slowly getting closer to those all-important level 20 talents.
Oh boy, Dinoso.
Oh, and Uther looks like he may have overstepped here. Divine Shield coming out. and forces out the D shield. So Uther will live there, but at the cost of a 90-second cooldown.
Yeah, that has got to be something that Drop Dead Gorgeous is really happy to see, because they know now that they can get a team fight that there will be no D shield, so they're not gonna have to worry about the Genji, like going crazy all over him with that divine shield.
Indeed, but Team Mapitas finally hits that level 20, and it will be redemption for Uther, going to be coming back if he ever dies. The Unconquered Spirit on Phoenix, that extra shield if he ever falls below 0. The Rewind on Murden for the lockdown. Essence Claws on Dahaka for that extra slow and the more heal. And Living Weapon, the CDR reduction on X-Strike for Genji.
Nice.
Now, Team Drop Dead Gorgeous, just knowing we don't want to fight this right now. We need 20. So making sure to just take that top shrine and making sure Mapitas doesn't have an easy time getting that Dragon Knight.
Yeah, so it looks like Mapitas is going to move in a little bit. They know they have talent here. Not for long, though. In fact,
not long at all.
Yeah, we're hitting 20.
Well, 20 is
now.
nearly here, and that wave gets it for Team Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Got Dahaka moving back up to get control of the top shrine.
Indeed. And we now have Storm Talents on the side of Drop Dead Gorgeous. Shadow Mending on Zeratul, making him so hard to kill with that healing from spell damage. Indestructible from Johanna, making it so if she falls, she gets a giant boost in shield to hopefully keep her alive. We get the Rewind on Rhaegar for that extra healing and shielding. We get the Cannonball on Junkrat for the improved poke, and the Repulsion from Li Ming, looking to make those plays.
Both teams picking up some camps. Team Mapitas is working on their Bruiser camp right now. Dahaka safely has the top shrine, so there's no danger of anybody grabbing the dragon here.
And with both teams at 20 here, each team has reasons to be happy. Mapitas, they've done great in the structure game. They're up. They've done damage to bottom keep. And with that Dahaka, they can pressure lanes and make Drop Dead Gorgeous respond to them. But Drop Dead Gorgeous, knowing they now have a full Zeratul combo available, and they're actually engaging, knowing Dahaka's top, forcing out the VP right here. Out comes a huge Planet Cracker X-Strike combo.
Yeah, that was really nice. Li Ming escaped, but not for long. She's down to Genji.
And Junkrat's looking to be the next target here. Stormbolt comes in, Genji dives in, can't get the kill, but D-Shield comes out on the Genji, making sure to save him.
Oh, Gilda! Oh, what a beautiful Ancestral coming out from Rhaegar!
The Indestructible comes out, the Ancestral saves her, then Zeratul going in and absolutely shredding that backline with his Void Slash there. Genji, Murden, Uther all so low.
Yeah, this is crazy! Drop Dead Gorgeous only has 4 players, and they're totally pushing back Team Mapitas here. They got so low, like you said, with the Zeratul damage. I mean, that was a ton of damage.
That could have been absolutely terrible for Drop Dead Gorgeous. But just pugs on that Zeratul, making plays happen, keeping them there, saying, this fight is not lost. But as I say that, Junkrat falls in the bottom to Phoenix.
Zeratul's gonna grab the point for Drop Dead Gorgeous, but with that kill...
That's Johanna down. Indestructible was not up, and neither was Ancestral.
All right, so now Team Mapitas is out of the woods. I was thinking that Drop Dead Gorgeous might have a chance at the dragon there with the Zeratul going up and grabbing the top, but that allowed Team Mapitas to move in, get a couple of kills, and now they're able to invade Drop Dead Gorgeous's siege camp, and here they go again, pushing in on this bottom keep.
Yeah, with siege camp here in a 5v3, they're looking for bottom keep here.
And they've got it.
Backing up here to play safe. Dahaka burrowing to top lane to get that cap on the shrine so that they can go for the Dragon Knight in mid and possibly look to end this game.
Yeah, I think they are going to get this dragon. Unless Li Ming can get there in time. Nope. Okay.
Looks like they weren't even trying for that delay there. It looks like they're just setting up a defense, hoping to save this game, realizing, okay, if we went for that defense at the DK, we're in trouble. We need to defend at our core.
Yeah, and the fact that Team Mapitas is bringing this dragon up that bottom lane is just saying we want to win right now.
Now, both teams do have all their ults up, so this will be a full 5v5, everybody up. Zeratul looking on that side, hoping for a great Void Prison to come in. Here he comes down from behind, links in, rewind.
VP gets 3.
Slash, but VP drops on 3, but no follow-up.
Yeah, the Junkrat Riptire was out, but it got killed.
Yep. But Zeratul in that backline doing huge damage to the Phoenix. Not enough to proc the Unconquered Spirit. We got a 50% DK on the core, and this is looking at like it will be the end.
Yeah.
For Team Drop Dead Gorgeous. As the core falls, D-Shield comes out, and game number 1 goes to Team Mapitas.
Yeah, well played. Both teams, this was a pretty even match, but in the end, Team Mapitas was just able to kind of slowly win the game by working on that keep. They kept just chunking at that bottom keep until it finally went down, and that opened up, the ability to go in and win the game. Let's take a look at some of the in-game stats here. Whoa! Look at the Phoenix damage and the Phoenix. Although I guess he got in the dragon too, so these stats may be a little inflated. See Junkrat doing tons of damage. So we had 8 kills to 6 kills. I mean, very even match. So well played by both teams. Do you think that Team Mapitas just kind of macroed the map a little bit better, or do you think their comp was a little better? What do you think was the reason for the win there? Oh, did we lose BKL? Are you still here? Okay, looks like he's gonna reconnect.
My Discord does not like me.
There we go. Hello, welcome back.
Thank you. That happens occasionally, unfortunately. But I think you were really right about the Tahaka coming in to be key with that global factor and really coming out for that macro game. 20,000 experience soaked. Just an amazing play going on there, just pushing out that top lane whenever fights were going on.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Even on the losing side of Drop Dead Gorgeous, I got to shout out Pugs on that Zeratul, making some fantastic plays with that Void/VP.
Yeah, he did a great job for sure. I mean, was getting 3 people in that Void Prison, several times in the game, and the Junkrat Riptire follow-up, and just the damage coming out from Zeratul was a great follow-up to those Void Prisons, for sure.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well,
oh, shit. I was doubting of the Uther pick, but they proved me wrong.
Yeah, it ended up working out for them for sure. I just updated the score. So we've got Team Mapitas going up 1-0 on Drop Dead Gorgeous, but there's still one game to be played. Can Drop Dead Gorgeous regroup and turn this around and get the split? We are going to find out, and I'm going to tell you guys a secret. We're going to Volskaya. So
Volskaya Foundry,
yeah.
The pick of Team Mapitas. So Drop Dead Gorgeous will be getting first pick, first ban on this map. Let's find out. Do they have possible pocket strategy they wanted that first pick for? Or is Mapitas just really confident on that map?
Yeah, this is going to be really exciting. Especially, I'm excited for the fights on the point. We should get a lot of 5v5 team fighting going on, and I think that's going to be really fun. So stick around for that. We're going to just take a quick break while we get the second game set up. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you also, Moist Weenus, for raiding with a party of 2. Hey, I will take it.
2 is better than none.
2 is better than none. Thank you so much. We will be right back in just a couple minutes. Hello, welcome back to this really fun match between Team Mapitas and Drop Dead Gorgeous, and I'm back again with BKL. What did you think, BKL, of that last game, and what do you think that Drop Dead Gorgeous needs to do to turn around the result and get a win here?
I thought it was great play by both teams. What I really think set Mapitas or Mapitas, however you want to say it, we'll find out from them later, possibly. What I think set them above in that game was their macro control with the Dahaka. I feel like he really gave them the advantage they needed in both XP and in the potential to have a 5v14 fight, and I think that really gave them an edge in those fights.
Definitely, and as we hinted at right before we went to break, we're going to be going to Volskaya Foundry next. So we should see a ton of team fighting on those control points.
Indeed. So potential strong pickups here could be maybe a strong solo laner like Urel, or maybe even something like an Alex Straza. Those possible big point fights.
Definitely. This is also a map that we could see like Stukov putting those huge silences down on the point. Blaze could be great here. I also see Nazebo here sometimes as well.
Now, if you had asked me before this most recent patch, I would have said maybe Chromie here, but her recent rework, I feel, has really knocked her down a few pegs, especially on this map.
Yeah.
So don't feel like we'll be seeing her anytime soon.
Yeah, and I think people are just kind of still trying to get used to the changes on Chromie, so it might take a little while before people kind of understand how to use her again and how she fits in some of the various comps.
Yep. Both teams sticking with their initial first bans of Asmodan and Garrosh, but Drop Dead Gorgeous not wanting to deal with the Genji again.
Yeah, I don't blame that at all. Blame them for not wanting to deal with the Genji. The Genji did a great job, finishing up kills, getting ganks. Kind of allowed Team Mapitas to get a little bit of a experience lead and really be able to control the shrines. Johanna, first pick by Drop Dead Gorgeous. Johanna is really good here. I mean, she's such a strong tank and has such great survivability. She could one is one of the only tanks that could like walk right onto that point and really not have to worry right away because she's
Very
so
much
strong.
so. Very high priority on the Johanna for Drop Dead Gorgeous. They prioritized it heavily last game and this game now. But it's responded to again from Mapitas by that Dahaka, and they picked the Rhaegar up for themselves this time.
Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So they just really like Dahaka. I thought that was maybe just a pick for Dragonshire, but clearly it's not. It's a hero that their team really likes, yeah.
What really surprises me here is the high priority on Rhaegar. With point fights being so important, I would have thought something like Deckard Cain would have been a higher priority, but I guess these teams just really like their Rhaegar.
Especially on this map, putting down those crazy roots. I think he's really strong on this map, so I'm a little surprised, but clearly Team Mapitas has something in mind, and I'm sure we'll figure it out.
And speaking of having something in mind, they do not want to deal with Pug's Zeratul again.
Yeah, that was
like,
scary.
We fought that once, how about no?
Yep. And on the side of Drop Dead Gorgeous, we do have the Malfurion and Jaina coming out. So, you know who's still... Oh, no, he's not still available. Never mind. I was going to say that would be great with Garrosh, but Garrosh is already banned.
Yep, it's been first banned both times by Team Mapitas, not wanting to deal with the Garrosh.
Yeah, and Drop Dead Gorgeous is saying no Diablo. So, let's see what Team Mapitas does. Murding it?
Garrosh, Diablo banned out, and Johanna picked. It seems like they're trying to get them onto Muradin again.
And they did.
Will gladly take. And they also pick up the Jimmy Raynor.
Look at the Raynor skin. I loved that.
Now, he should be great here with the synergizing with Rhaegar's Earthgrasp Totem for the slows, and also the slows that come out from Muradin.
What about a Maiev here with the Jaina?
I can see that, and I think I'd really like it for potential just blow up. And you are correct.
Ah, woohoo!
Drop Dead Gorgeous has played this exact Maiev Jaina comp in their first game against who was it? Against G Guardians yesterday, and it worked out very well for them, getting the win on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Nice, and we have the Leoric coming out, so it'll be Leoric versus the Dahaka. Probably, although now with the Falstad can also do some solo laning as well. This is really interesting. We've got double globals here, BKL. I was not expecting this.
Not on this map especially. This seems like Mapitas saying, okay, controlling the macro worked great for us last game. What if we try and do that even more this game? My one worry is I don't know if this is the map for macro control.
I wonder if they're thinking the Gust to kind of maybe offset some of the Maiev, when the Maiev comes in with I'm assuming we're going to get a Warden's Cage. When Maiev comes in with the Warden's Cage, maybe they're thinking disengage with the Falstad to keep the damage from raining in on them, possibly. I'm not sure. What do you think? Which comp do you like more? Uh-oh. Did we lose BKL again?
Curse you, Discord.
Hold that thought so that we can introduce the teams real quick. So on the blue side, we've got Team Mapitas. We've got Helimian on Rhaegar, BNet player on Dahaka. Muradin will be played by Temuriu, Krug on Falstad, and Denoso on Raynor.
And on the red side, we have Drop Dead Gorgeous down 1-0 in the series, looking to tie it up. We have Pugs Not Drugs on the Maiev, Gelda again on the Johanna, Chaos bringing out the Jaina, Upna on the Malfurion, and Unitas once again on the solo on Leoric.
Nice. So which comp do you like better? Do you have a preference?
On this map in particular, I think I like what Drop Dead Gorgeous has here. I know the macro control is really strong with the Falstad Dahaka. I just don't think Volskaya's the map for it. I think the blow up with Jaina Maev's going to work out really well if they can get the setup done right.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. I am very intrigued to see how Team Mapitas, handles these globals and see if they could get an advantage that way. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I think it's going to be fun.
Definitely. So, Team Mapitas early looking for a 1-3-1 split, keeping the fall stat up top, Dahaka bot, while Team Drop Dead Gorgeous is looking more for a 1-4 rotation, keeping the Leo top and rotating their 4-man between mid and bot.
That's interesting. I don't think they're going to be able to get all that. Yeah, they're going to miss some experience in the bottom lane.
Miss some soak bot, but this is interesting. They go for a very early support camp here.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the support camp taken that early.
Neither have I. I've always seen it in a rotation from the turret camp, not to the support camp, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And I think Mapitas was cut off by it too, as they were down in their support camp.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't even have thought to check.
Not at all.
So they decided, Mapitas decided to put the Falstad up against the Leoric, which I think actually is a really good choice.
Interesting. And now, because of that nice play for the support camp, item control is in the favor of Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Ooh, Dahaka, they're looking for a gank on you. Enet is very aware, is able to back up a little bit and stay safe.
Like, this isn't happening.
Yeah.
Now, something to note for the Falstad here, this is a Gathering Storm build, so he actually doesn't want to be in that solo lane. He wants to be stacking his Q.
Right.
So it's actually really interesting that they keep their Raider going really low. Popping down that healing totem from Rhaegar with Maiev tethering. Huge.
Rhaegar Helimian. I don't know why that's a tongue twister for me, but I'm finding it hard to say Helimian. There we go.
Now, Raynor on 4 picking up the fight or flight for that armor, knowing that if he gets doven on by that Maiev, he's like, I don't want to be here. I'm going to pop this armor and hope to get away. Didn't work so well for him that time.
All right. Our first control point is active. It looks like Team Mapitas is going to try to get it in setup, but here comes that Johanna I was talking about. She's just like, here I am. There's nothing you can do.
Indeed, both teams have the option of placing down a turret, and Maiev still holds the healing pulse, which should be a rather large advantage for Team Drop Dead Gorgeous when the time comes.
Nice blinds coming out from Johanna, but Team Mapitas is not budging.
Yep, and Team Mapitas will control the control point at the start.
Not for long, though.
Not at all. They still have the contest going on, all while Falstad is pushing out top and Dahaka is pushing out bot. But a huge tether in takes down the Raynor again.
I really like how Maiev tethered the players into the Malfurion roots. That was beautiful.
It was a beautiful setup. Pulled them into the roots and the turret and the Qs from Maiev, just getting that damage out. Now, we do see the cleanse coming out on 7 for the Rhaegar, possibly hoping to save Raynor in more of those situations if he ever gets tethered. Can cleanse him out of that and hopefully save him there.
Yeah. So actually, we haven't really talked about the talents. Do you see anything
nothing too
unusual?
Out of the ordinary right now. Standard builds. Jaina going more with a poke build with Winner's Reach and Arcane Intellect over the standard piercing Q. But everything else looking normal. Just a Gathering Storm on Falstad, only at 7 stacks right now, so a bit low for this. Probably looking to get some stacks here in this
huge fight coming in.
Huge root. Reset after reset for the Maiev. That's 2, looking for 3.
Wow.
And that was just a massacre.
Yeah, that was a beautiful team fight. by Drop Dead Gorgeous there. That Maiev is terrifying.
Yep. And with that, Team Drop Dead Gorgeous not only pulling ahead in a level and a half lead, they get another healing pulse, and they get the first protector. So this should give them 10 easy here.
They have 2 healing pulses available to them.
Now, right now, Leo is alone. He gets joined by Jaina in that, so this protector is going to hurt a lot. Taking down those turrets, which will get them to level 10. And we have, right now, Warden's Cage, Blessed Shield, Twilight Dream to follow up on that cage. If they get pulled in, they are essentially dead in the water.
It's true. And they're taking the protector up to the top lane, which is pretty typical since the next control point will be top.
Gina's still holding her level 10, thinking about potential water elemental.
They stayed in too long on the protector!
They do manage to keep the healing pulse from Gina, so it's not as big a loss as it could have been, but they definitely overstayed their welcome there. The protector went down, and they were still taking power shots, which cost Gina her life. And that did require them to blow both Blessed Shield and Twilight Dream.
Yeah, that was... Man, that's rough. I think... Yeah. You can't really do that.
And with that coming out, this gives Team Mapitas a chance to hit level 10. And this is a Bloodlust comp.
No.
Bloodlust Hyperion.
Oh
Ladies
my
and
goodness.
Gentlemen, this just got interesting.
Yes. Wow. Bloodlust.
I can understand
Let's
it
go.
with 2 big auto attackers like the Falstad and Raynor, but if you wanted a Bloodlust comp, I personally would have looked into more the Seasoned Marksman on Falstad personally.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, Falstad went Gathering Storm, so...
And Jaina finally picks up her level 10, it will be Ring of Frost.
Yep.
They do, however, have the Gust for that disengage in case something like that ever does come in.
I feel like that's why they picked up the Falstad. They knew they needed a huge disengage tool, with the Maiev and the Jaina, and they needed something big.
But here's the issue with that. Gust, if they burn it, they have to wait for Ring, Warden's Cage, and Entomb. 3 very different CC tools. Entomb is actually a lower cooldown than the Gust, so if Leoric trades that Entomb for a Gust, he loves that trade, because then Warden's Cage and Ring of Frost can come out with no issue.
Right. By the way, I just wanted to thank Yep for following.
Here comes the tether onto Raynor. The Root, the Dream, the Blizzard. Raynor is gone. And the ring catches Muradin.
Muradin's gonna get out!
Up. He does. Still have Gust in case, but not needed.
And it's a 4v4 here. Because they can see Leoric is in the bottom lane.
But Team Drop Dead Gorgeous does have the 13 talent here.
Here comes the Warden's Cage. Tether.
Bloodlust to counter engage. I'm not sure about that personally.
Oh, there comes the Entomb.
The Entomb.
Oh, we've got a team white. No, Raynor's still alive.
Raynor's alive because he died earlier.
Oh, yeah. Technically not a team wipe, though.
Very true. Now, I see what Team Mapitas was going for there with popping the Bloodlust, hoping to get that counter engage. But with Falstad already dead, I think that was a lost fight, and you should have rather tried to disengage than counter engage there.
Right.
And with that, still the 13 advantage for Team Drop Dead Gorgeous. We've got Blessed Hammer, Nature's Swiftness, Ominous Wraith, all standard there. One difference is going to be Ice Barrier on Gina, getting that shielding for the damage dealt to chilled targets, wanting not to get burned down as fast.
Yeah, so a little bit of a defensive play there just to make sure that she stays alive.
Yep. And Jaina is only 1,500 damage away from getting that ice block, which will be rather big for her.
So if Team Mapitas wants to move on this point, they're not going to make it. Okay, so they're just going to have to defend.
That's another protector for Team Drop Dead Gorgeous, and that should be able to net them a 16 talent advantage.
Yeah, let's see what they do with it. Looks like they're probably going to take this mid fort. Let's see if they move toward a keep wall or if they just, take the mid fort and then take the bottom fort. We'll take a look here.
If this were me, I'd personally rotate down bottom, especially because of the next control point coming down bottom, and it looks like that is indeed what they're going for.
Yep, opening up the map and making it more difficult for Team Mapitas to fight on these control points when you don't have the protection.
The numbing blast from Jaina on 16, getting that root on shield targets, just making her even more dangerous. The Hyperion coming out almost as a form of dissuasion, trying to get them to disengage. Mapitas right now just trying to find some sort of way back into this game.
Yeah, I think that... Oh, there's Bloodlust.
Comes out, counter-engage with the Entomb. And it looks like all 5 will get away here for Drop Dead Gorgeous. And that's an Entomb and a Blessed Shield for a Hyperion, Avatar, and Bloodlust. If I'm Drop Dead Gorgeous, I love that ult trade because you got 200-second cooldowns for 250-second cooldowns.
Yep, and they're going to take advantage of that, and they're going to move in and try to grab this turret camp.
Maiev looking at a potential engage here. She's got Warden's Cage up.
Tether on the Falstad!
They blow gust there, making sure there's no more engage on it. But Team Drop Dead Gorgeous still gets the turret. And it looks like they're rotating up here for another healing pulse.
They love this healing camp. Yeah. They're doing a great job of making sure that they always take this extra heal. Gives them so much more sustain in the team fights and keeps it away from their opponent.
And the turret. They're rotating down their own turret. And after this, every person on Team Drop Dead Gorgeous will have an item. While nobody on the side of Team Mapitas has one.
I can see... Actually, I was going to say, I could see why Drop Dead...
flying in here, they're looking for an engage, but that Root Dream ring, oh my god. That's a 3-man right there.
Wow.
Mapitas looked like they were getting desperate, trying to find a way back into this game. Call for a Hail Mary, and it does not pay off.
Yeah, that was a great reaction by Drop Dead Gorgeous. They just, dropped everything all over Team Mapitas.
Them coming in. They dropped the Entomb to lock them in and hit them with a Twilight Dream Ring of Frost.
Yeah.
You cannot escape that.
Yeah. Beautifully done by Drop Dead Gorgeous. They're really on point this game.
Absolutely. And Team Drop Dead Gorgeous pushing that advantage, taking down bottom fort, looking to take down keep wall so that this next protector pressures keep.
Hello, Maximilian! Max-a-zillion! Not just a million, a zillion!
Welcome. Looks like Team Drop Dead Gorgeous wanted to just play it safe, rotating as a 5-man, moving up to their siege camp just to get that pushing. Team Mapitas has the same idea.
Man, I was gonna say I can see why Drop Dead Gorgeous picked this map, but they did not pick this map.
That is true. This was the pick of Team Mapitas.
I am telling you, Drop Dead Gorgeous was born for this map.
Absolutely.
They are playing this map just, should I say gorgeously?
I think you have to. Now, for half a level here, Team Mapitas will be on equal talents. It feels like they have to make some sort of play before Drop Dead Gorgeous hits 20 if they want to have any shot of coming back into this game. And it looks like that's what they're doing. They're bringing all 5 down to bottom, trying to engage on this point.
Yeah.
Even having Taka down here. But Drop Dead Gorgeous being smart here, just soaking up that 20, not even giving them the shot at fighting before 20.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Team Mapitas needed an engage there before 20 is the last time they'll be on.
What was that?
Yeah, was that? Did I just see Twilight Dream go off?
That was Twilight Dream. That has to be a misclick, right?
Oh my goodness. Oh, definitely. Oh no.
That's either misclick or the biggest form of BM I have ever seen.
I think it's a misclick. It's got to be.
It has to be.
Oh my gosh, Team Mapitas is gonna take the healing camp.
They're like, you know what? You can have this point. We want your support camp. Knowing that it's level 20, there's not much they can do. Especially Leoric getting that buried alive. Just if they're grouped, it's disastrous for them.
So let me ask you this. If Drop Dead Gorgeous gets this protector, do you think Team Mapitas can put up a defense and live to fight another day? Or do you think it could be the end?
I think it's definitely keep and core damage. With a pick or two, I think even with just one pick, it could be game. Because Mapitas does still have good defensive tools up. In the Gust, they have the Hyperion and they have the Bloodlust.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have the potential to burn it down, but I think with this comp of Drop Dead Gorgeous, they're looking for a pick here because a pick is game.
Drop Dead Gorgeous going in aggressively on this keep.
Maiev looking for that engage. There it is.
Yep.
The
Warden's
cleanse
Cage.
comes out on the Rainer to save his life. Hyperion comes out. So does Bloodlust, almost just for the move speed to disengage. That's going to be... That's 1, 2, 3. That has to be game.
I think that's game. Did the Gust ever come out? Oh yeah, it's on cooldown.
The Gust did indeed come out.
Okay.
And all I can say...
Wow.
Game from Drop Dead.
I am so impressed by Drop Dead Gorgeous this game. The way they played this map was wow.
My takeaway is if you want to learn how to play Volskaya Foundry, watch this game.
Right? That was so well played. I can't wait to see if maybe we could get a member of Drop Dead Gorgeous in here to talk about that a little bit.
Love to hear how they ran through that. What came in their minds for a draft? What was absolutely smooth.
Yep, showing the in-game stats here. We've got 16-1 kills in favor of Drop Dead Gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, I think that says it all. I mean, Team Mapitas played very well also. It's just Drop Dead Gorgeous, they just played the map so exceptionally well. I think it would have been pretty tough for anybody to beat them tonight on this map.
Oh, absolutely. But even looking back at Game 1 on Dragonshire, Mapitas played great. I think their strength really comes in a macro composition. That false stab, that Dahaka. I just don't think Volskaya Foundry was the map to try and play that style.
Right. Yeah, I know. We were wondering about that as well. Let me see if we can get an interview with one of the members of Drop Dead Gorgeous. Let's jump to a different Discord channel. Let's
Sounds
see.
good.
Let's head up to just lobby 2.
All right.
All right. Yay, they said yes, we're gonna get an interview. I'm so excited.
Woo!
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
We've got Pugs Not Drugs joining us here, and first of all, congratulations on getting the split and coming back after losing game 1 and taking game 2. How are you guys feeling about the split tonight? Are you happy? With that?
We're definitely happy. We played with one of our subs tonight, so it didn't really work out because the sub that we're using was a support player also. So we had two support players playing with us. So
Oh wow.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Yeah, so we kind of were flexing around trying to find our swing, but I think we played pretty well, like because of that, like to, you know what I mean, because of that happening. So we still played pretty well.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. So
Now,
Definitely happy.
who were your two support players? I'm just
Uh,
curious.
Unitas and who played the Junkrat the first game and the Leorc the second game,
Okay.
and he's our main support player. And Upnaw is our other support player who fills for us because usually we need a support to fill.
Okay.
all right. All
Cool.
I can say is before we talk about anything, I want to applaud how you guys played that last map. That was an absolutely beautiful game on Volskaya.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
We were so impressed with you guys. Definitely. Before we get to, we want to talk more about Volskaya, but before we do, let's just go back to game one. I know. We totally want to talk about Volskaya. But so let's go back to Dragonshire. So Dragonshire was actually your guys' map pick, and did everything go the way you wanted in the draft? Did you get the heroes you wanted, or were you not quite able to get the team comp you were looking for?
Yeah, I think we did. We liked our draft a lot on that map. But the problem we ran into is the Genji. The Genji he played pretty well, and we just kind of I don't know. We usually ban Genji or we first pick it with one of our other players who's out tonight. And we just we let it through and we didn't ban it in the second ban. We banned Deckard instead. So it's kind of like a mishap in draft. We weren't expecting that.
Right.
But I thought we played well other than the early to mid game picks that the Genji got that gave them a pretty good lead.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you both teams. It was a pretty even match. I mean, the whole time on
Yeah.
Dragonshire, it felt like Team Mapitas was just a little better at rotating to the Dragon Knight since they were able to kind of seemed like they were able to kind of steal it a couple times. But you were the one who was playing the Zeratul, right?
Yeah, I was. They had the Dahaka, which gave them global, which was a big advantage of them. And our composition was like kind of a scaling composition. So we just were basically we didn't really mind giving up the early Dragon Knights as long as we stayed even with them. When we fell behind a little bit, I think 13-12, but like kind of kept staying in the game. So we just kept saying if we scale, our composition is going to win in the end. But I think we made a bad misplay at the end and before like to kind of swing the tides, and then we couldn't really recover once they got the keep down.
There
Yeah.
was one play that I'm thinking of. I know it was fighting over bottom shrine. I think you guys lost someone early, Junkrat early,
Yeah,
and
and it
you
was 4v5, and we
yep,
kept going. And, yeah,
you
Zeratul
came
gets
in on Zeratul and absolutely shredded with that Void Slash.
he's I think he's the most broken hero in the game once he hits 20, like more broken than the Zebo. Because you can't really kill him, and if you clump, he just does way too much damage. But it's just getting to 20. Basically, your team has to know how to play around him.
So when that pick on Junkrat occurred, was there ever a thought of you guys like, okay, back off here, or were you always confident like we can still win this fight?
Usually we back off, but when we started going kind of in, we were trying to press the 4v5 even though we were 4v5 because they were just so clumped for the Void Slash.
Yeah, I couldn't
They were
believe how you guys were aggressing in on them 4v5, but they were so low. That was
yeah,
that was
it
a great
was
fight.
close.
Yeah.
It was close. That was a fun one.
Yeah, for sure. It just seemed like once Team Mapitas was able to get that bottom keep down, it gave him kind of the avenue to take that next dragon to the core. But it was a
Yeah.
really close game. So well played. So I have to ask, in between games, what did your team talk about that kind of got you guys grounded again and ready to go into game two?
Um, we've been playing together since Alpha, so we weren't that, like, you know what I mean. We weren't that rattled, I guess, when we lost the game. We're like, oh well, let's just figure out that figure out a little bit better draft going into it, and I think we'll have a better showing. Was kind of the attitude we had. We just kind of stayed quiet and talked a little bit about what heroes we think we should be drafting, and yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think it turned out really well.
Yeah,
Makes
it
sense.
definitely did. And we noticed you banned the Genji that
Yeah.
time.
We We banned the Genji that time.
Didn't want to make the same mistake again.
Yeah, well, it was really the Genji wasn't. I don't think was. I don't mind playing against Genji, but like the composition we had was pretty easy for Genji to take advantage of. At least the backline, the Junkrat and the Li Ming, So and the
Makes
Zeratul has
sense.
no really health, so it just slipped through the draft, and yeah, that was a draft misplay by us for sure.
So 3 out of 4 games, you guys have run with a Johanna main tank. Do you guys think she's one of the better tanks right now? Do you feel she's the top tank, or is this just pure comfort for Gelda?
Uh, I don't know. We like it just for the wave clear, but it's not. Gelda's not gimped by that. He only plays tanks, and he plays all of the tanks. So we just we've been picking the Johanna a little bit, but we don't need it to. We won with it yesterday on Tomb of the Spider Queen. We won with Diablo, so I think it's just a coincidence.
All right.
Yeah, okay. So, now that we're to the Volskaya game, you guys, I've never seen a team go take that support camp as early as you guys took that. I mean, it seemed like you guys were like, every time that support camp is up, we are going to be there,
Yeah,
ready to take it.
that's actually a tempo storm move. They put their top laner top. We kind of just that was the first time we've actually ever done that. We just we went on the go with it. We're like, oh, let's put our top laner top and try the tempo thing.
Yeah,
And
I've
the other
always
team,
seen the support camp after the turret. I've never seen it before, so bravo to you guys there.
yeah, they pulled it off. I remember they pulled that out. I forgot who they were playing, but that was still when Psalm was on the team during the first split. I remember they pulled that out against someone because they gathered all the items, they hoarded it the first time, and they started with the gun camp, and so like the next time they played that map, another team was like, "Oh, we're just gonna go get our gun camp the same time as them," but they just went to the support camp.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was just a little trick we learned by watching HGC.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's a really good point. I mean, I know a lot of I've heard a lot of NGS players say, "Oh, well, they're the pros. We can't do what they do." But some things you can, and I think the macro on some of these maps is a perfect example of things that you could watch in HGC and maybe try to apply them into your own game.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So, you guys did a great job of picking up all of the items. What was your strategy with the control points? Were you thinking you're gonna just soak, and just kind of get there at the last minute, or what was your thought process there?
Um, I think we're a pretty macro oriented team, and when macro goes well for us, team fights go well for us. Just it kind of goes hand in hand for us. We don't like is we like getting a lead and not, yeah, playing with the lead and maintaining the lead. So we're I think that's something we're good at, or at least staying at the same level, of experience by like soaking and just backing off. We're okay with giving up objectives as long as no one dies. So I think they got a little bit at the beginning of the first one, but then the Rainer was a little bit too far out. They had a mobile backline a little bit, so it was pretty easy to get the pull into the Johanna, which set up the routes to the Blizzard. So
Mhm.
they kept kind of grouping for the Maiev pull and the Johanna pull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You were
Now,
terrifying on the Maiev.
you guys mentioned you feel your strength is really at the macro game. How did you guys feel going into game 2 when you saw they picked up a double global composition in the Dahaka Falstad? Did you think, okay, maybe we'll try and focus our attention more on team fight here, or did you still think our best play is through macro?
Full Sky to us isn't like that it's not like a global dominant map. Like if it was I think because there's no like on like we'll say Dragonshire, if they would have taken a false out and the Dahaka, then you have to be very careful up top, or even like Braxis holdout or something. You have to be very careful in that top lane for the false out flying up. And we were actually pretty surprised that the Dahaka in the first game didn't exploit the global he had coming down to the bottom lane to force the 5v4s or the 4v3s, you know what I mean, in the bot lane. But on that map, we're not that on Volskaya, we're not that worried, I guess, about the global pressure as much. I don't think you can get as much unless it's really late game. I feel like
Hmm.
because the lanes are so close together, it's easy to soak. That makes
Right.
All
sense.
right.
Right. You guys also you had so many good plays. I know we're just going on, and thank you for sticking with us this long, by the way. But we loved, or at least I loved, the play where Team Mapitas tried to kind of like engage on you guys when you were taking your turret camp.
Oh, at the end,
Yeah.
I think they were
And you
down
guys,
here. They were desperate.
you guys just turned around, and it was like, whoa.
Yeah, I think it was a 5v4, and you guys were up on 16 talent tier. You saw them engaging.
I was top lane getting the soak, and I saw them start coming forward, and so I just started rotating down. But by the time I got there, the Ring of Frost was out, and it was like an easy cleanup.
Yeah.
Your Leoric threw down a great entomb that didn't necessarily catch them in it, but kept them from running away. And then you threw down a fantastic dream followed by a ring, and they just died.
Yeah, we had some good wombo combo potential.
I loved you guys' quick reaction there. It was just like, it all just kind of happened so quickly. You guys were all over it. It was, I really think that you guys should be picking this map.
We were a bit confused because you're like, wait, this isn't their map choice?
Yeah, in fact, during the game, I was like, I can see why Drop Dead Gorgeous picked this map. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. They didn't pick this map.
Yeah, I think it just came down to the sub and the draft, like us having one of the subs, which is fine for us. It just was the position that we needed to sub in. You know, our other damage player or offlane player couldn't play this late at night. So with running the two supports, we just had a funky first draft. I think we'd play Dragonshire pretty strong too. Probably that's what we feel is our strongest map. So we just I don't know, kind of had that draft mishap, and they capitalized on it in game.
Yeah, fair enough.
You guys definitely still played well in game one. It wasn't by any means a shutout. It was still a really close game going through, especially when you hit that late game Zeratul.
Yeah, we had. Yeah. I think we had two really fun games tonight. The second one we kind of ran away with, but the first one was still a very, very fun game.
Yeah, they were both very entertaining for different reasons, and we enjoyed it very much. So, and I just want to say thank you for joining us for this interview, taking time to do that and talk with us. Before we let you go, do you have any shout outs or anything you would like to say?
Sure. A shout out to you guys for casting our games. Shout out to my team, Drop Dead Gorgeous. I love you guys. Shout out to Twitch chat, if, you know what I mean, if you're around. And shout out to my fiance.
Aww. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
She's probably turned it off by now. She's probably over.
Oh, that's awesome.
3-1 to start the season. Your next game scheduled? When can we expect to see you next?
We're playing Sunday at 7:30.
Okay.
Awesome.
You hear that, everybody? Sunday, 7:30.
Sunday, 7:30. See you there.
Pacific time, right? Pacific time?
Pacific.
Okay, awesome. Well, best of luck. Thanks again, and enjoy celebrating with your team.
Yep. Hope you guys cast in the future for us.
Thank you. We do too.
Yep. Have a nice night.
You too.
You too.
Wow. Okay. Dang. I really loved that match.
I'm still amazed, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna have to watch it back for sure. But
definitely.
So for you, BKL, I want to thank you as well for joining me in casting tonight. I loved having you.
Of course. I can't thank you enough for having me.
And so if people want to find more of you, or what are your, how can they get in touch with you? Where can they see you?
I am around usually co-casting different games, possibly in the future looking to start up casting once I get everything all set up here. I'm out and about the NGS Discord. I am the Division B West moderator. I'm usually around, so just send me a PM or anything really.
Nice. And for me, you guys, you can find me on Twitch here at twitch.tv/SwingTime, and on Twitter I'm at SwingTime Gaming. And thank you so much, everybody who watched the stream, especially those of you chatting it up. We love it. We'd love to see more chatting in the future, so bring it. And I hope you guys enjoyed that great match and are having an excellent first week of NGS Season 5. And I think that's it. Do you have any shout outs or anything else you would like to say, BKL, before we head out?
Nothing too much. Just once again, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. And I look forward to my team beating your team later in the season.
No, no, don't say that. All right, the gauntlet has been thrown. You've made a mistake because now you're going to get us all fired up and coming for you.
Don't worry, I did the same thing to Weenus last night.
Oh, perfect. Okay, well, we'll compare notes and we'll get all prepped for you guys. Good
All
luck.
right.
Have a great. I hope you get your everything set up so that you can cast because you did a great job.
Thank you very much.
And to everybody else, have a wonderful Thursday evening and a great weekend, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks.